That's why pyramids, I don't know, it's mind-boggling.
We had this conversation a while back. It's all right to not know certain stuff as well, you know.
But for people to not question it, that's what scares me. The Georgia Guidestones are there and nobody questions it.
But we're discouraged to question, aren't we? We're discouraged to raise questions because we don't want to be titillated as being conspiracy theorists. We don't want kids raising their hands in the classroom because they'll be scared to look stupid. So they'll go along with the official version. You're not going to get a kid going up, putting their hand up and going, all right, you're saying the earth is spinning, but I don't feel it spin. I mean, if kids, you know, I'm sure they do ask those things, but we don't question anything, nothing really.
People think that their reputation status is more important than their actual health or their spiritual well-being. It's like, oh, I don't want to look silly. People remember on Facebook forever.
What will the neighbours think? What will the neighbours say? Well, actually, who gives a toss?
What will my fathers or my sisters think?
Hey guys. Hey Jack. I'm just doing a little bit of a live from the camera on the camper van. Jack's sublimely got us out of Madrid. Well, we're obviously in traffic leaving Madrid. And I have to, while I'm thinking about it, remind myself and you that getting out of Bordeaux, well, we were parked right outside this cathedral, and overnight it was all good, but in the morning or in the evening when we came to leave, the cars had parked Jack in so tightly, he had to make a 15-point turn to get this monster out of the seemingly impossible tight spot. He did fantastically. And once again, after having done a little bit of driving around the narrow streets of Madrid last night, after midnight, I am in awe of the effort and the, with the work that's gone into keeping this van moving. And Jack has done that for, most of the tour, for 5 or 6 weeks. And that is a phenomenal effort. Much respect and love to you, brother.
Thanks, brother.
It's amazing, really. You got to drive this thing around the narrow streets, and he has gone some crazy cities and crazy places already.
Like you do in the street, man. Notice.
Oh, cool, brother. It was. It's amazing, and it's hard work. The number of hours at the wheel is remarkable, actually. And then you consider he's still going to go out and do the flattery, which involves a whole bunch of preparation, getting gear together, dragging it to the location, setting it up, taking it down, keeping it going. Today we were a little troubled by the wind. Well, it wasn't so much in the beginning, but later on it was pretty intense. So we had a differing day today on the stand. Had some great conversations, especially the ones in Spanish with Howard. People were, it was tough today. I think Jack, who's been on more streets than most of us, and now has found it a tough day. It wasn't necessarily the right crowd, the right demographic for people that were going to stop. And language was a bit of a problem. So there were limited conversations, but we know when we get someone we can converse with, then we definitely got a conversation to keep their interest, keep their attention, and give them things to go away with. Last year we had a lot more people going away still laughing. Now people are not laughing anymore. People are walking away. There might be a little bit of whatever frustration or a little bit of you're talking crap, I don't want to know, but at the end of the day a lot of people are kind of walking away with a new challenge to figure out something about themselves.
Strong facts.
Say again?
We have a strong facts.
Some strong facts.
And even if you laugh, you don't know who, you will be shut down in a minute if you stop.
Yeah. No, we keep them going and we leave them leaving. Yeah, they're leaving with facts and they're leaving with revisions or potential alternative views to the reality that they've been painted. Anyway, so I'm going to listen into the conversation at the dining table. You guys can come listen in with me. See how that's going.
Yeah, there is, absolutely. And it's not, we said this last time, didn't we? It's got to get to the point of conversation. So no matter how many YouTube channels one has, or how much fun and fantastic stuff we upload from the internet, download or whatever, this has to happen.
Yeah.
This engaging with people.
Normal
It's
conversation.
got to happen, otherwise it's never happening.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise it remains sort of surreal, not real. But once you're actually talking to people, not just us to them, but them to us.
Yeah.
You know, that's important to engage because people will talk about it around the dinner table. Oh, do you see those guys there? Yeah, you know, what do you think about that? Not too sure. They're not going to admit to it necessarily.
But 1 out of 10 will, or 1 out of 5 will kind of maybe do a little bit of research
Yeah.
for themselves or some thinking for themselves.
And planting
I'm going to
seeds.
close this hatch is open. Oh, I want to get that shut.
It still sounds loud, doesn't it? Like that's what's
Yeah. This one, it sounds loud as you can hear, but it's not very well insulated. That one closed? Andrew's in the back there with Alexander. You can't see them. But, yeah, that's we get a lot of wind into the back of the cabin. Actually, it's quite remarkable how cold it gets in the back. Oh,
the
we're moving.
Education Act and everything. When Anthony Riley started looking at the Education Act and all that sort of stuff, you know, because it's unlawful what they're teaching the kids. It states in there that it has to be balanced and opposed.
Yeah.
Information, and they don't do that at school. They don't give kids a choice of what to believe or what they think or make up their own mind. They're told that, and that's it.
Is he going to try and pursue that venture any further? Because that's a good
Yeah,
good
well,
way
I
to
hope
go.
he is. And if Sleeping Warrior is ever seeing this conversation, it would be great to get some feedback from him to see what's going on with that, because I've lost touch a little bit on that
It's a good
whole
direction.
education thing.
Take it to the formal roots and get it
Yeah.
planted in camp.
Because I've noticed even on the street when I say to people, this is affecting our children. I have a 9-year-old daughter and I don't like her being lied to. You see their expressions change a little bit because they realise, well, actually, this isn't about ego. We're talking about generations to come who are affected by this. And just because I got conned, and I know it, I have a responsibility to ensure that my daughter gets a balanced source of information as absolutely possible. You know? And school systems and all that sort of stuff, they're all part of that. So I think what Anthony's doing now on that one is great stuff. I'd just like to know where he's at on that one.
Well, I hope he's continuing because it's a very good angle. That is.
Absolutely. I totally agree, yeah. It's a necessary angle as well, you know? Because if we go on the scientific route, they're all just got to keep throwing these stupid gravity-laden equations at us.
Yeah.
And you're getting nowhere because, as people say, you know, that's presupposed. But what if we cut out gravity and all that and let's start right at the beginning? Suddenly, our arguments way outweigh theirs. You know, water is level and all that.
When people say, "Oh well, you know, there's no evidence for the flat Earth theory," I'm like, "Wow."
Yeah, there's
It's
no
like,
evidence.
How is that not reverse psychology? There's no evidence of curvature.
Yeah. But they think there is because they've been told.
Yeah.
This is it. So when they say, you know, we had a guy there in Bordeaux, he was arguing to me about NASA. And I said, have you ever been to space? No. I said, well, how do you know then? Well, everybody knows. You see, he was like really struggling to find and actually explain it. And I was like, well, you don't know.
You believe.
You believe.
Everyone believes.
And I was pointing at him and saying, these are all CGIs. They're not photographs. And they don't get it. It's like, yeah, but no.
So many people, even one guy today, I think the couple that you ended up with, Dave, the boyfriend got a little bit bitchy with me when I said they're composite images. Yes, well, they have to be. And I'm like, hold on.
Well, they don't have to be if you're out there.
Yeah, and he says they're not all composite. I'm like, look, supposedly one photo was taken in 1967. Why can't they take one photo anymore? Why do they need composite images if they could take one photo in 1967?
Yeah.
For crying out loud, they're admitting they're composite images. So it means that the videos can't be real either. They're telling you that they're composite images, yet you're arguing that a composite image is the same as a photo.
Yeah,
It's
I,
unbelievable.
I think that the photo that we've got of the Earth from the moon is 1972. I think
blue marble
yeah,
one.
I think
Yeah.
they took that on their last mission, and the reason that they did it on the last mission was so that they couldn't be asked to kind of do something different for the next time they went. You know, because this is the whole thing I say to people: why didn't they take a moving video, a moving camera, and put that down and prove to us it was turning and so on and floating? Why didn't they do that? And of course, you get a whole raft of excuses. But actually, it's 1972, and yeah, it was done on the last mission. So it would seem so that they couldn't be asked to go and improve on it next time around.
Well, there's an interesting thing that was on the Discord. There was something, they had a software of some sort around about that time that was responsible for that. About it, or someone in our Discord anyway. But it coincides exactly with a particular initiative, software of some sort that was happening in America at that time. So it's quite interesting to see that overlap as well.
A bit like that overlay technology they used to put the planes in 9/11.
Yeah.
I've had so many people say they didn't have Photoshop in the 60s.
Yeah, I mean-
And I'm thinking,
Well, how do you know
the
that?
public didn't have Photoshop in the 60s.
They've always got the jump on us. They have to have, otherwise they don't stay
And how
ahead.
did Hollywood make Space Odyssey in 2001 and all that if they didn't have...
In 1968, he
Yeah.
did that film.
if they didn't have
People floating around.
camera tricks and
Right.
software to do stuff.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, and I would say as well, did Sandra Bullock, did they fly around to space when they filmed Gravity?
How come her footage looks more real than the supposedly real footage?
Even the film Apollo 13, which came out in 1995, I think, or something like
Was that with...
Came out in 1995, I think, or something like
was that with...
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, but they're floating around there, they're spinning pens in the air, and they've got like balls of liquid that they're sucking in and all that sort of stuff. So it's quite
They
clearly...
were showing you that they could fake it then. And
Right,
they're still
yeah.
debating it now.
Yeah.
But they won't do one of the moon landing. They don't do moon landing.
Yeah, even that Capricorn 1 wasn't the moon landing, was it?
Yeah. Was that Mars?
Mars, wasn't
It was
Okay, Mars.
Mars.
And
It's
of
like,
course they were never going. That was what
it's
they.
as if like they couldn't have got away with that movie if it had been the moon landing. So they had to make it about Mars so that people are like, no, that's Mars.
Yeah.
The moon landing is different. They couldn't fake that.
Yeah, and they couldn't pull the same trick to get the astronauts to jump down a chute before they go into the capsule. It's all theatre. It's all staged.
It's all staged, the whole
Design.
lot of it is. Again, people believe their televisions, you know. What did they see in those days? They saw grainy footage. I can hardly make out what I'm looking at if I watch the... You know what I mean? If we all look at it now, it's like, well, what is that actually that we're looking at? And you got that Cronker or whatever the guy's name is. He takes his glasses off and does that. Puts them back on again.
I need to move my ski
Like he did in the Kennedy thing. And you're like, he's part of it as well. He's part of the whole thing. Like Attenborough is with us.
Yeah, okay.
The guy with the new ship. Have you heard about that one?
The guy with...
Attenborough just got a brand new ship built for him.
Oh, that's
And guess where they're going? The Antarctica for 2 years. He just left Liverpool. Brand new ship. Check it out. If you see the photos of it, that will survive any weather. That ship.
Amanda Glover and I also watched that.
Hello, Amanda.
Hello, Amanda.
How you doing, my darling?
If you have any questions for the crew of the International Flat Smacking Station, why don't you highlight them in red? Or no, well, yeah, if you don't mind highlighting it in red, and I will read it out to the crew and see if there's any questions. Lisa is doing a whole lot better.
I'm still coughing like crazy.
Still coughing like
My eyes are itching as well.
so she's not fully recovered. But Sven is seemingly back to his usual ebullient self.
Well, I'm getting there, yeah. I'm not sneezing as much as yesterday, and I'm starting to gather an appetite. I'll be alright tomorrow.
All right. So he had to take the day off, as it were, and rest up, which was a good thing because it was pretty cold and blustery out there.
Tough crowd today.
Yeah, and the new man on board, I'm very eager to ask our new friend, our newest contributor, Howard George Stirrup, how it was for your first day on the Globe Life Tour.
I could have done better, but I could have done worse. I'm happy that I came, and I'm going to try and make sure that we get better by the day.
Cool, buddy.
Nice.
You had some great interactions. It was so good to see you doing it in Spanish. You know, can you tell us about how it felt to like connect with people? I suppose you do quite a lot of street
It
activism.
always feels good to connect to people. Even though I had 2 interactions that could have gone better and I kind of got triggered a little bit, I had an overall great day. I think from the 2 bad experiences, I've probably got about 20 great interactions. I've definitely handed out over 40, 50 flyers. I've had a very positive response from the majority of the people I spoke to, even the ones that were a bit negative or closed-minded at first. I'm really happy to be out here doing something, because I feel like I've been wasting the last few months on Facebook with friends and family that judge me because they know my history and look at me as the boy that cries wolf, where strangers tend to listen to the idea of doing the science instead of believing scientists. So I'm really, really happy to be on board, and I ask and implore everyone out there to get on board and make a little video of the conversation and get it on your YouTube or your Facebook, and let's try and make this a new trend. Let's make this popular and cool.
Yeah, thanks, Howard.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, it's awesome to have you on board. I've spent time with Howard doing activism with Howard before. My phone's playing up, so it's kind of zoomed in on you guys. Sorry about that. We had a question from just Amanda Globed and I said I was just going to ask how everyone was doing, but I think we've covered how everyone was doing.
Yeah.
Hey, darling, how are you doing? This is Andrea's okay, and that's good for me.
I've had a few moments.
She's had a few moments,
It's not a cakewalk.
and it's definitely not a cakewalk, darling. This is not a cakewalk. This is a 24/7 commitment, and a constantly demanding kind of experience. It's not like this time off, as it were. You're even the day that we weren't actually doing activism, we were pretty much either resting or moving. There's no hanging around in a pub or going for a movie or a massage.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid. We're looking forward to a sauna someday, I think.
Yeah.
And some rest after.
Yeah.
I know a good one in Benidorm if we do have a day off there.
Cool. Well, yeah, it's pretty exhausting. So Sven, what were you? Are you day 6 today?
I'm day 6 today. I'll be
Day
there a
6.
week tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got hit on day 5 with the camper van condition.
With the camper van lurgy.
Camper van condition.
Camper van condition. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit better. Yesterday was the worst. This afternoon, I didn't feel well, but I'm feeling all right now. But I can tell. I've been here for a week.
Yeah.
But it feels like more.
It does feel like more, doesn't
It
it?
does feel like more.
It feels like months ago that I said goodbye to Dave Murphy, and Adam. Who's Adam?
So intense.
Just want to check on Jack. Jack, how you doing, buddy? All right. We've got the thumbs up and an awesome from Jack. He's obviously monstering on the road again. The sun is moving away from us gradually.
I grabbed some sleep.
Get some sleep. No, you had some sleep. You're looking forward to some sleep.
No, I can't.
You had some sleep.
Last night.
Yeah, you had a bit of sleep last night. It was the most you've had, but you deserved it because shit. You drove till 6 the morning before, right? 7 before you got to bed. 7 in the morning. I mean, so that's through the night. I tell you what, it's not easy, travel. It's not without its rigors and challenges. And then, like I experienced last night, finding a place to stay that's suitable for everybody. If you get it wrong, you end up driving around the narrow streets of Madrid like I did. I clipped the back wing. I did go on against the bollard and chipped the bumper off, like a piece of the plastic bumper. So yeah, it's not a cakewalk, as Andrea said, but it was great to be out there and have a few fantastic conversations today. Be part of the team delivering it, and looking forward to the next venture. So let's go and see what the table are talking about. Oh, I just want to apologize. My stream died. Well, my battery died and my stream died earlier. I'm not apologizing to you guys, just to those people that might have been watching, who had to endure me dying and without saying goodbye and thank you for all that.
Yeah.
Lots of hugs and healthy vibes to you all from Amanda Globenaya.
Thank you, Amanda.
Amanda is such a fantastic supporter
Yeah,
of
she
this
is.
crew. Hey, darling.
Hey.
Hugs and love from Amanda
Yeah.
over on the west coast of the United States.
The US of A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Across the plane from us.
Yeah. Who knows? We might all see each other at some stage in the US tour next year. You never know. Wouldn't that be fabulous?
Well, when you make friends online through these common shared things, it is nice to be able to extend that into the personal.
Look what happened today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Javi,
Yeah.
he saw one of your live streams, recognised me, and came darting down.
Oh, wow. Oh, you saw this live stream from today, and he was
He
watching
saw
it. Yeah.
one of your live streams
Yeah.
and was like, "Oh my God, there's Howard!"
Yeah.
And he got down there.
Wow.
And sadly, it started raining because he got the flyers, and he was another Spanish-speaking activist.
Wow.
But hopefully, that'll inspire other Spaniards
Yeah.
that see that he came along to come along. Maybe when we're in Barcelona or Valencia, we'll see.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
He was a real fine. He's a nice guy as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He's got a good channel. Praise the Shrinking Sun. He only promotes experiments and observations instead of like beliefs and models and stuff. He's just pushing science, and I think it's great.
Praise the shrinking sun. Super. Thanks.
And this is also one thing I love about it is we get information like that, like his site. I've never heard of it,
Yeah.
and that then branches out to something else, and something else, and something else, and that's great for the community, isn't it?
Yeah.
To have access to all this information.
Yeah.
And is that in Spanish and English?
I didn't realise he was Spanish because he's been leaving comments on my YouTube channel, so I just assumed he was from the States or from Australia.
Yeah,
or something.
okay.
When he said "Praise the Shrinking Sun," I'm like, "Oh my God, it's so nice to meet you."
Yeah, I
You know,
think I've seen his channel before.
Yeah, today I put a face to all them comments that I've been replying to. I'm really, really happy about that.
Nice. Yeah, there's something definitely happening, isn't there? You get that feeling of there's growth within the community.
It's slow, but it's for
slow,
sure.
This is a vital part of it, which is
Yeah.
why we're doing this. This is why we're doing this.
I think all of us can probably agree that there's days where we feel like, what's the point? We're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
But that's the design of this beast system, to put us down and to make us feel like we can't do anything. But it's all a lie. We have to keep going. We have to keep showing how we do it so we can learn from each other and make it easier for people that are new to it to say, yeah, that worked for him and this worked for her, and make it their own style. And like him popping up today, Javi, I'm sure that'll inspire other people to say, yeah, I'm going to show up.
And it'll inspire him as well, because he's come down and he's made that personal connection with people who have travelled long distances to get here.
Yeah,
and
so
do this.
we're having a good time.
Yeah.
And while he had flyers in his hand, and I made sure he took some flyers with him, he had a little go, and he says, this is the first time I'm doing it with strangers. And I said, look, it's easier to talk to strangers that don't judge you for your past than to waste time arguing with friends and family. And he got it, and I really hope that he's now going to be a full-on activist.
Yeah,
I think he will be.
yeah, he will be. And for the future, that bodes really well, because there'll be meetups and stuff, and suddenly you've got another
person in
person,
another area.
another web. What's the potential web? You know?
I'm saying to him, and I'm saying to all the Spaniards, I'm like, if a foreigner with a crappy Spanish accent can help snap people out of the hypnotism within 5 to 10 minutes, imagine what you can do speaking perfect Spanish.
Yeah,
So I've been using that one a few times. We just need to see more people picking up the torch.
Well, it's like what I said to a guy in Bordeaux, place that I fell in love with on the tour so far. He asked me, where are you all from England? And I said, no, everybody here is virtually from a different country. You know, this is something that goes beyond boundaries and borders.
Yeah.
It's a fundamental thing what we're talking about.
Real
here.
community.
Real community.
Without borders.
Yeah. Without borders. Just like them upstairs having. They don't have borders. It's us that they force within those pens that are split. They'll get on like a house on fire.
Imaginary curve and imaginary lines on the map.
Yeah, imaginary lines on the map. Imaginary people in power that aren't in power. All our puppets and all that, you know.
It smells good, that cheese does.
You can tell we're moving because Andrew's falling around like a drunk. Amanda asked if Howard could tell us where he gets his awesome shirts from. Let's have a look at that Stokecaster shirt again.
My favourite t-shirt of all. I used to be a Freemason, I regret it, so now I'm trying to make up for my mistake by telling people to put that rubbish in the bin. Stop worshipping materialism and look at the bigger picture. Don't be mono-vision, one vision. See the bigger picture. Snap out of that materialism hypnotism.
Lovely.
And get your t-shirts from Redbubble or Redbubble, I think it's called, .com. They're only about 10 or 12 euros or dollars. There's so many good logos like the NASA lies, flat earth maps. There's so much fluoride is poison, chemtrails. They're cheap, they're effective. Get onto redbubble.com for your t-shirts.
Redbubble.com.
I'm pretty sure it's Redbubble, yeah. In every country. They print them cheap, they're pretty good quality.
Yeah. And they put out, well, they serve a purpose, don't they?
Yeah.
Put out a message without you having to talk about it. You can see that.
I've had many people come up to me because of the t-shirts I'm wearing.
Excellent.
So I know that they work. And as long as you try and keep it to a serious message. Personally, I think we've had enough sarcasm on both sides. Now we need to get serious messages, simple, serious experiments, and leave the ridicule to the people that are deflecting. You know?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there we have it. I think that I'm going to call it quits on this little live stream. Hope that's been enjoyable for you. We're on our way to where are we going next?
Lisbon.
We're on our way to Lisbon, but
In Portugal.
it's about 6 hours, so we're going
It's
to
a long drive, so we're going to.
do a bit tonight and a bit tomorrow.
Yeah.
Jack's taking us to a pit stop. We're going to. Hopefully, Andrew's going to make us a nice cauliflower soup or something. And
Drop anchor here, aren't we?
yeah, we're going to drop anchor. Or here or somewhere a little further down the line. And then tomorrow, hopefully, we can get to the seaside for a little while in the afternoon. But that's our plan. Try and
We'll
get a
have
bit of
a-
seaside time.
We'll have an update show this evening, I believe.
Yeah, update show as usual. Through Roxanne and Jason's channel. Gotta go.
See you all later.
See you later.
Thanks.